Hello and welcome to class time. I'm Charlene Woodburn and I'll be guiding you through today's CSEC English language lesson. I am talking today about choices and I hope that you will choose to use the perfect tense in your writing. Let us go to our main topic for today. We are looking at writing in the perfect tense. And as usual, before we get into our lesson, we are going to remind ourselves of our CSEC English A objectives. We are identifying stated or implied time sequence. We are seeking to explain meaning conveyed in appropriate grammar. We are seeking to interpret and respond to pictorial communication and use appropriate diction and grammatical forms to convey meaning clearly and with facility, and that means fluency. It is very important for you to revise. When we did our lesson on consistency in the use of tenses, I had promised you this lesson. So today, I am going to do a brief revision of what we did in that lesson. Look on the picture here. If you study it closely, you will see that there are shades of time. You see sunrise, you see a little bit of the nighttime, and right now there's a balance between two lights. I am giving you this idea to say that tense is about time, and time, there are shifts in time. So even within an hour, you can switch to a tense that is going to represent something that happened prior to this time in the same hour. You can also, in a day, which is a time period, shift to something that happened earlier in the day. That is very important to understand. And it is going to become integral to what we are learning today about the perfect tense. The perfect tense is referring to now that you are doing something that started before now. So in studying the perfect tense closer today, you should know what it is and see the benefits of using it in your writing. We also have the future tense. We have the future perfect tense. And we will be looking just on the perfect in this lesson. Reminding you of verbs. We did look at verbs, and often you tend to forget that verbs are not just about actions. That's very important. Verbs are not just about actions. Some verbs express emotion, for example, brain activity. Other verbs are expressing existence. So we have different words that are actually verbs, but many of you do not realize that. So I am just reminding you that even though we are focusing on these set of verbs, has and have, you must bear in mind the other verbs, which will appear in your writing as well. Now, I would like you to remember that has and have Let me do a sentence for you. Some of you make mistakes when you are writing. So, for instance, you say, she, all right then, she has a book. I see that very often in your work. Is this okay? What's wrong with it? The H is missing. Okay then, the H is missing. Now, many of you are confusing AS. I'm not sure if you're confusing it or you forget that the verb is has. So you're writing has in a sentence, and what I see in your book is this part, AS. So the words are different. So let me make it clear from now. Get it clear in your mind that you should not be using AS when you should be using HAS. Wonderful. All right then. Now let me hold on to this board because I do not want it to leave the classroom. So I'm going to erase this, and the other verb is have. So let me do a little thing with have right now. Have, and have is singular or plural. It is plural. There is something special about a have, because you would use the plural subject. For example, you will say they have. They have. But I also say I have and you. You have. No. Let me hold on to my whiteboard. You have. So I am just reminding you that in English language grammar, these are exceptions to the rule in that they take a plural verb. Have is a plural form of has, but even though you are saying I, as in I, you, one person, you, all of you in the class, have. Okay then? So that's just a reminder. All right. So let us move forward now in our lesson. So here we have on this chart all of these first, second, and third, singular. Subjects. These are the verbs that we are using. Okay then, first person, second person, third person, plural, have. See them here? That's what I was explaining over there. Okay then, very good. Let us move forward now. Now we are getting into the perfect tense right now. What is this tense that is called perfect? Let us look at our definition. According to the Oxford Concise Dictionary, the perfect tense denotes a completed action or state which began in the past, formed in English with have or has. You see where I was going? Okay then, so I'm going back to the board. I am going to write has and have. Has and have. Those are our focus verbs for today's lesson. So has and have. We're going to come back to those soon. Let me repeat. This is not a popular tense. So take out your notebooks, do some work with me as I go along, and pay attention. The perfect tense is denoting a completed action or state or habitual action. So you see this habitual action? I am going to come to it soon. What is a habitual action? Something that, okay, you keep doing, which began in the past, formed in English with have or has and the past participle, such as they have eaten. So back to the board now. So they have and eaten is the participle form, okay? So where does this come from? Eat, okay, eat, present tense, yes, correct. Ate, and eaten. All right. So in forming the perfect tense, I use the participle form plus either has or have, depending on if the subject is one or more than one. You get that? Repeating. When we are forming the perfect tense, we use the participle form with the present tense form of has or have, depending on whether the subject is one or more than one. Okay then, let us move forward. I'm trying to go a little bit slow here because you need to get the concept right. Let's go back over here. So we have present and past participle, such as being and been. Now, you call this sometimes the present continuous tense. Its official name is present participle. So we have present participle and we have past participle. So where does this word come from? Be. Remember that chart with is, and are? Yes, be. Be comes from the existence family of verbs. So be, past tense of be would be was. All right then? And the present participle form of be is being. Okay? Being, and the participle, past participle, been. So now, I am standing here right now, but you are watching the lesson and I did not just begin, right? So I started teaching a few minutes ago. Remember the time shift I showed you? So then in this present hour, I have present tense and past in the same hour. How does that work? Because I started teaching a few minutes ago. So those minutes that have gone are in the past. And now in this present minute, I am in the present. So if I am going to express myself in the perfect tense, what do I need to have? I would say have, let me erase this word and just put what I need right here. I is one, but I uses what again? Have. All right then. So then, I subject, have been. Been doing what? Teaching. Okay then, teaching. So I have been teaching. How do I arrive at this? The present tense, no. But I started before now. So I use the past participle form. So I create the perfect tense. The perfect tense is expressing now a behavior that did not just begin now. So in my instance, have is a present, been is a past participle, and I have created the tense. Following? Okay. Here we go now. This is the formula. How do I form the perfect tense? I use has or have and the participle form. Mathematics. Has plus participle is equal to the perfect tense. Or if it is more than one, have plus participle is equal to the perfect tense. The exception to the rule with the subject is I and you. Those always use the plural form, which is have. You get that? Okay then. Let's move forward. Let's test it now. So here we have a letter. A young man is writing to his uncle, and I have deliberately left out the parts with the perfect tense, and I'm asking you to fill it in. So use your notebooks quickly, write out the sentences, and follow me. All right then. So let me erase the board because I am going to be writing on the board over this side. So I am going to read, and you are going to make sure you're studying, and you are going to tell me how to fill in the spaces that are missing. But I'm going to read it through first. Dear Uncle George, I am writing to ask you if you could do me a favor, as Dad says you might. The thing is, I trying to get a job in an office. Now that I school and 12 adverts in the paper. But not any replies. I think it is probably because I don't know how to write business letters. Okay, let's see how we could figure this out now. The subject is one. I. And what did I say? It should be has or have. Have, because in the English grammar, I and you are exceptions to the rule. They take, in this case, have. Let us read the second sentence. The thing is, I have. Have. So I have. Very good. Have. I have what? Been. I have been. Have been. Okay. Trying to get a job in an office. Know that I have left. Have. So have been, have what? Left. So then we have, how did we get left? We have leave, okay? Leave, you leave. Past tense of leave, left. Past participle of leave, left. Now some words are like that. The past tense and the past participle forms are the same. Can you think of any other word like that? That the verb in the past tense becomes the past participle? Let us use the word answer. Over this side now, answer. So answer, past tense of answer, answered. R-E-D. And the past participle form, answered. Okay. So then, the past tense and the past participle forms are the same. Now, all verbs have past participle forms. If it has a past tense, it has a past participle form. Now, how you express it, you could find yourself in a verb phrase. Okay, then. So, I have left school, and it's still I is a subject, so have answered. I've answered. 12 adverts in the paper. But what? Have, still I is a subject. Have not. What's supposed to go here? Had. That one's a tricky one. Had. Okay, so now we arrive at the past tense of have, which is had. Okay, so we have slipped into this little challenge here would be the past perfect tense. Okay, wonderful. Let's move forward. You want your writing to be more eloquent, and you want to be more fully express whatever it is that you are seeking to communicate. So often, you are comfortable just switching to the past tense. But this lesson is about a better way, a more perfect way of writing, which is to use the perfect tense. That is, I am in this hour teaching, and you could easily say, when the lesson started, I was. But when you understand that I began teaching and I am still at it now, you will see how much more eloquent and expressive and appropriate it is to say, I have been. So the been part takes care of the past time, going back to when I started, and know what I am doing. Let us look at some more examples. I hope you can see this picture. This young man is searching for his key. Tom is looking for his key. He doesn't have it, okay? The key is lost. He didn't just lose it now that he's bending and looking under the chair. It happened some time back. He probably isn't sure just when it became misplaced. So Tom has lost his key. Right now in present time, he does not know where the key is. So he has lost it. He's in a state of loss right now. but lost. So you lose it, and the past participle form is lost. So we switch to the past participle form, and we are accounting for the fact that right now he's still looking for the key. So has lost. Perfect tense. How do we form the perfect tense? By the present tense form and the past participle form of the verb, the other verb. So it's a verb phrase. Notice that in grammar and mechanics, when we are doing grammar, often we need more than one verb to express, to fully express the situation. So has is the now part, and lost is what happened some time back. He doesn't know exactly when. Now let us study the second picture. Look closely. I'll help you through. Sometime after he was searching, he saw it, and he has it now. Right now, the key is in his hand. So he has found the key, okay? The key that was lost has been found. Okay then? All right, let's look at another one. We have all these pictures. We are going to go through the pictures and see if we can arrive at the best expression in the perfect tense. Remember that the perfect tense is dealing with now and relating to something that is happening now but started back in the past time. Okay? Going back before now, some time back. Now, even though you are in an hour span, if you were to say now is 5 a.m. and between 5 a.m. and 4 a.m. that's gone, okay, that's an hour. So if you are speaking at 4:45 a.m., you could easily say at 4:30 that was past, but at 4:15 that's a past participle. So when you want to shift the idea way back, not just the immediate past, that's when the past participle comes in. You got it? Okay then, so look over here now. Here are some persons, a couple, and they are on their way out of the supermarket. Okay, they're going through the door. You know what they've been doing because you see signs of it in their hands. They are carrying their bags. You look at them and right now you say, what are these people doing? They have been shopping. They're not finished, you know. One little part of the shopping has been taken care of. They have paid, and it's in the bags. The things are in the bags. The shopping is in the bags, and they are walking with the bags, going to wherever they are going, to their vehicles or so. So they are still in the process of shopping because you can see that they have the bags. So they have been shopping. Let's look over at number 2. There is a lady, and we see television. So she stood up in front of the television. So you said, okay, she what? Has been watching. She has been watching the television. Okay then? So that's what she has been doing. She started doing it, and right now she has decided to stop. She has been watching television. Let's look at this picture here. 2 persons were playing tennis. Here. Now you could say they were playing tennis, right? But that would not capture effectively the idea. Because the tennis, you want to show that the the action went on for a while. They just didn't just stop playing. It was going on for some time. So now they are quenching their thirst, right? They still have their tennis clothing, and you can see that they have the rags, and the signs of tennis is playing is still on them. So you say, no, they have been playing tennis right now. They have been playing tennis. Okay then? Last one now. This one over here. An athlete or you know, anyone can jog to keep fit. So the person was jogging earlier, okay? And now the person is resting. The person still has on the jogging gear. So he has been running or jogging. Okay then? So then, what am I saying? If you say he was running, it's quite simple, past. But if you say he has been running, it lifts the language. Okay then? So that's why you are encouraged to learn the perfect tense, to make a difference in your writing and to capture the idea more eloquently when you write. We are going to look at another example. We have some writing and we are going to edit again. So let me clean the board so that I can capture whatever it is that you need to see from the work. Let's read through. This is descriptive writing. Someone is writing about the COVID-19 right now, okay? This is a perfect little extract for now. Right now, there is the COVID-19 experience, right? But the COVID-19 did not begin even this month. Perfect example. It started sometime way back. So you could say Jamaica has been experiencing the effects of the COVID-19. Right now we are in it, but the past participle form, been, is capturing the fact that it started sometime not just January or December. Past participle. So you don't, Jamaica was experiencing the COVID. No. Has been experiencing the COVID-19 virus. Let's read this. So firstly, the person says, this disease caused many families a great deal of suffering, and it has left its mark in their lives. Many persons do not know where to begin and how to pick up the pieces, and the families across the world are devastated because they lost their main source of income and also their loved ones. Persons are psychologically and emotionally distressed because of the shutdown measures implemented by our leaders. This has caused many persons to feel a sense of loneliness and longing. Now it looks as if it's okay, but we can improve it because we want to use the perfect tense to account for now and sometime in the past. So let's examine the first sentence. How can we edit? Write the first sentence in your notebooks. Firstly, this disease caused many families a great deal of suffering, and it has left its mark in their lives. First sentence, study it carefully. Let me go to the board now. So, do you see the first sentence can be improved? Where's the first verb? Caused. If you say this disease caused many families a great deal of suffering, it is sounding as if it happened and it stopped. But that's not what happened. It's still going on. So we need to switch now to the present time. Insert the present time into it. So this disease has caused. So we're going to put has and edit it to say caused, because the effect is still no. Okay, then let's look at the second sentence if we see anything. Many persons do not know where to begin and how to pick up the pieces, and the families across the world are devastated. We could say have been devastated. Families all over the world have been devastated. They're still suffering and they're still mourning. So we could say have been. They have been devastated. So have been devastated. 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 Okay then. And remember what I said about the ending. In some verbs, the ed also forms the perfect tense, but some verbs change their spelling, and those are referred to as irregular verbs, such as leave and left. Think and thought, those are irregular. Their spelling, different spellings change. Their respective spellings change, but some keep the ed. The ones that keep the ed are the regular verbs. So families all over the world have been devastated. Why do we say have been devastated? Because right now, but it started before, way back, the year before, pushing back. So we want to account for this situation, and it's a much better expression. So, okay, let's continue. Because they lost their main source of income. They lost. That's the past simple tense. We want to say they have lost. Some persons are still not working. Since they're not really working the way they used to, they are still suffering the effects. So they have lost. Okay, then, their main source of income. So we would edit that to say have lost. Have lost. And where does lost come from? Lose, past tense, lost. Okay, then, past participle, lost. Okay, that one is special. All right, then, let's see if we see any more to edit. Okay. Loved ones, persons are psychologically and emotionally distressed because of the shutdown. Okay, measures implemented by our leaders. Okay, and this has caused, tick, the person got this one, wonderful, has caused. But you need to be consistent in using the perfect tense when you're writing. So when you're writing, whether it is descriptive writing, or it's a story, or it is some other transaction you're writing, you want to be able to more effectively express the situation in using the perfect tense. Okay? All right. So we're going to go to another one now. So you have any questions for me? The perfect tense. First you're hearing about the perfect tense? No, no, no. You should pay attention. Okay, then the perfect tense is a very nice tense to use in writing. So after this class, you should go and take up your grammar book, you know, and make sure you could even use your vocabulary tool, your Oxford or your Cambridge dictionary, one of those standardized dictionaries, and learn some more about the perfect tense so you can use it to lift the level of your expression when you are writing. All right, so here is another one, and this one is from the minutes of a meeting. So the person is saying that the shipment of household cleaning agents was delayed. Okay? Do you see anything in this particular sentence that could be improved on to better express it based on what we have been doing? Yes? Delayed, was delayed. And was delayed, okay then? So we are going to improve on was delayed because right at that time, the person was speaking. All right then? So we are going to do some editing and show that the delay is not just before the meeting. The delay has been going on for some time. So they are saying that the shipment has been delayed. Has been delayed. Has been delayed. Has been delayed. That's when the person spoke. And when you are looking back and reporting, you would say, had been delayed. Okay? But today's class is mainly on the perfect tense. This will be the past perfect tense, and that's for another lesson. Okay then, let us continue to see if we see anything else. It was agreed unanimously that though the price has gone up. Okay, wonderful. So let us see if we can do some fixing now. The price has gone up. No, the price has been raised, but it was agreed. How do we fix that? Okay, let's go back to our board. And we are going to fix that. So then you are in the meeting and you are, this one is a little bit more challenging than the one we did before. And you are reporting. Okay then? So right now at the present time in the meeting, you are saying, if you're called upon to do a report, that the shipment has been delayed. You know, you go to the committee and you have to give a, but when you are writing it as a report, you're going to say that it was said that the shipment had been delayed. Okay then? Had been delayed. Okay. All right then. So it was agreed unanimously. Okay? If the persons agree no, that the meeting has ended, the agreement still stands, you will say it has been agreed. Has been agreed. Has been agreed. Okay. That agreement is still in effect right now. It has been agreed. Okay then? But the agreement did not just happen. The past parties of the agreement was taken and it still stands right now. It has been agreed. Okay? All right. So do we have anything left to edit in here? Okay. All right. Let's go to the next item. This is our last item for our lesson. Okay, then we are going to look at, this is a letter of apology. Dear Miss Woodburn, I am writing to apologize profusely that you receive damaged goods and some of your items were missing in your last purchase from our organization. We at Island Springs thank you for bringing it to our attention. You should receive your missing items in the next 48 hours, and the damaged items will also be replaced. We appreciate your business, and we always ensure that our customers get the best service at all times. Now, let us look at this to see all that we have learned. How can we pull on our learning for this one? I am writing to apologize profusely that you have received right now, have received damaged goods. And some of your items were missing in your last purchase from our organization. We at Island Springs thank you for bringing it to our attention. You should have received your missing items by now, okay? So you should receive your missing items in the next 48 hours. So you could say, you should have received your missing items by now, or you should receive your missing items in the next 48 hours. And the damaged items will also be replaced. So you could edit this and say, the damaged items have also been replaced. So there are different ways you can edit it. Okay then? We appreciate your business and we always ensure that our customers get the best service at all times. You could say, we have always sought to ensure, okay? And sought would be the past participle part of the word seek. Okay then, have sought. All right, so that is all the time we have for this lesson.